Strength training is an often overlooked part of many runners' training plans. Oftentimes, runners believe that it's unnecessary for progress, or that high repetition, low weight exercises are sufficient for building strength, or even that exercising like this can develop large, bulky muscles that cause them to run slower. However, there's mounting evidence at this point that strength training has profound benefits on endurance performance. So much so that many running coaches now believe that in order to optimize your potential as a runner, strength training is now necessary rather than merely an option for cross training. The performance benefits of strength training on endurance performance are well documented. When strength training is added to endurance training, larger improvements are seen in speed at VO2 max, running economy, neuromuscular efficiency, as well as cross-sectional muscle area, especially when compared to endurance training alone. These benefits are seen in untrained, well-trained, and even highly trained top-level endurance athletes with no significant changes in body composition. This highlights that through strength training, all runners can improve their efficiency, speed, and strength without running the risk of bulking up. In addition to performance benefits, the injury reduction risks of strength training are incredibly well documented. By strength training, not only are we building stronger muscles, we're also developing stronger bones, joints, tendons, and ligaments, which allows us to build a more robust runner who's more resilient to the impact forces of running. This was backed by a study performed in 2014 that found that consistent strength training could reduce acute injuries by up to 33% and overuse injuries by almost 50%. In order to most effectively train for strength, the goal is to lift heavy weights. While high repetition, low weight exercise has its place in terms of improving endurance, most runners already have excellent endurance because they run. So in order to maximize your effectiveness in the gym, it's best to focus on lifting heavy weights to target strength and power. However, just like when you began running and you needed to gradually increase your mileage, you also need to gradually work on increasing your strength in order to do so safely. The off-season or early weeks of a new training block are an ideal time to introduce a new strength training routine. While the ideal amount of exercise will vary person to person, 2 to 3 strength sessions per week for anywhere from 6 to 14 weeks has been found to be a great entry point for most people, with longer interventions being more effective. As your running increases, for example, in the lead up to a race, it's okay to drop down to 1 to 2 training sessions per week in order to work on maintaining the strength that you've developed during that training block. In terms of mixing your running and strength training, it's ideal to give yourself at least 3 hours after any high intensity running before doing a hard strength training session, and ideal to give yourself about 24 to 48 hours to recover from any heavy weight training sessions before doing any high intensity running. In terms of putting your exercise plan together, compound exercises should be the primary focus of your program. These will include things like squats, deadlifts, and lunges that will take multiple joints through range of motion and help you to target multiple muscle groups at the same time in order to be most efficient. In addition to these, calf strength should be a major focus. The calves play a major role in forward propulsion during running and can have significant impacts on injury risk reduction for many common lower leg, ankle, and foot injuries. It's especially important to include a variety of straight leg and bent knee calf exercises in order to optimally target all of the musculature of the lower leg. Single leg exercises should also be included as a way to address any particular muscular imbalances that a runner may have. In addition to improving these imbalances, it can also have profound effects on coordination as well as proprioception. In addition to this, upper body and core exercises can't be neglected, as this can have a profound impact on balance, as well as running posture and running arm swing, which can help to reduce energy spend while running and improve your running efficiency. When you begin strength training, your initial focus should be on technique and getting comfortable with the movements that you're performing. 3 sets of 8 to 12 is usually a good place to start, allowing for about 30 to 60 seconds of recovery between sets. As you get more comfortable with these movements, you can gradually add on more and more resistance every few weeks. As the weight of these exercises goes up, you can slowly start to reduce the number of reps you do and increase the number of sets, as well as increasing the amount of rest time between sets. The ideal targets as far as training for strength is working between 60 to 80% of your 1 repetition maximum for anywhere between 3 to 6 sets of 5 to 10 reps for any given exercise. And as you get more comfortable and your technique improves with these exercises, you can look to start improving the speed of your lifts so that you can begin transitioning from working on just strength to working on power as well. Strength training has the ability to allow you to improve your body's capacity to endure higher training loads while running, as well as improve your running performance. With stronger muscles, connective tissue, and more resilience to fatigue, you can become a stronger, more efficient, and less injury-prone runner, which will allow you to spend more time on the road doing what you love.